I am not a lawyer. I'm not a journalist. There's an Dean Nadal who's involved with the Midas Network, who has social media sense and sensibilities of people involved distinctly with their sources. Like there are Clinton people involved with judges who are also Democratic and Republican themed, collusions with people with intelligence showing up fake transcripts to presidents and with fake news. Double whole bunch of people involved with WFSB, Connecticut's Channel 3 News, and next to them are also at and next to Fox Connecticut News and involved at corners of streets and all along Route 175 with the WTNH. Planting evidence is also next to campuses and further with child offenders, leaders of kids, and people with their uses of their differences, and people with criminally foreign influence readings of statutes and precedents. Also with lawyers as collusions with lawyers of the FBI and of Weathersfield Police, and their coming and past co-defendants were involved also with World Trade Center predicate acts, with Connecticut news locations. WFSB attached me to fake conversations with themselves and with others, with foreign and domestic military involved with themselves, also with the World Trade Center attack, and names at, next to the World Trade Center building, and also has a court next to it involved with them. And the differences of both names on both sides of that case, a case that was in that court that day, and the court sequence shifted. And that was exploited by the people forging and switching names at Central Connecticut State University. They were also involved with predicate acts at other campuses, intercities, including Quinnipiac University is involved with prosecutors and judges used with their family members remotely criminally foreign influenced, tactically delusions wrought at the same time as a whole bunch of different countries, overt criminal enterprises, private ones, and the news, and names next to body dumping spots years apart, and child abusers, leaders of kids years apart, where there were time use slash S of that and collusions with it. They have been preventing me a speech, a response since I was a kid. They've been putting fake things in databases. Increasingly, people tied to mayors of Weathersfield and their family members, like a Gold family, a concentrated, but also another one, other ways concentrated, involved next at and next to the state education department, and with their roles with subject treatments in the news and the locations of it. Increasingly involved with the difference between the intelligence at or next to the news are people with all kinds of social security scams, also recorded as doctors involved with federal crimes with kids in all ages, as ones involved with it, Anthony Agman and a Mike Domain and Adam Domain, Eric Mendez, other Mendez people in his family with that name, and people associated with him and them, like a Joe DeMauro, involved with former director of the FBI, Robert Lusky, and also with his confessions regarding people with the name Scalora. He said was his cousins, which he also recorded confessing, pretending other, but he has wire and mail crime methods with Weathersfield Police, federal evidence his crimes along Route 3 and along Route 175 and interstates with state police families and people involved with my uh, with, that weren't even in my class. He wasn't even in my class, Joe Tomorrow. He's increasingly involved when I was in kindergarten. Ray Reynolds is involved with him. Interstates with some state police families and judges' family members, people on up state corrections offices, on up state judicial branch offices, and people that live near it and businesses near it are involved with wire crime, mail crime on mass scale, mass differences rackets. Lawyers are readings of law, leaving all exceptions in exception nature, self-valuing sequence shifts, and being having been lied to by predicate acts, but they don't have the right to lie, but use it anyway on a mass scale, originally still law natures. So there's a Midas touch network, and there are these talking heads, to use their own phrase, as people involve further. In other words, they're showing guilt and they're trying to make it personal between me and the rest of the leaders of the kids because they put fake conversations with me, fake ties, fake natures of ties to me, and the other ones are just repeating fake things. The leaders of the kids further with the upskirt nature, principal upskirt nature. They were more involved originally and still forcing that and other natures of organized crimes with the kids, and one's pretending to be against that at the same time. A whole bunch of people with the positions at New Britain Superior Court Hartford courts and Connecticut's district court have the FBI and other agencies and state police families and their campuses involved. Criminally foreign influence, tactically delusions raw, the natures of relationships to themselves and their family. Criminally foreign influence, tactically delusions raw. Get them on paper, black pupils. Watch these talking heads with serious subjects, pretending they have integrity. Get them on paper, one name in sequence.